Japan has a fascinating and multifaceted culture. It is a society in a continual state of rapid flux or continuously upgrading, such as their fashion, and having their technological development that constantly pushes back the boundaries of the possible. This is part of what makes it such a fascinating country to visit. First, let us know what are the Japanese culture in different aspects.
Hello, Miss Bautista. Ma'am, I'm Mr. Elpidio Bagolor, once a pure student in third year C in foreign language. Ma'am, I'm report regarding the Japanese culture. Number one is about religious. You know, the religious of Japan, about Buddhism and Shintoism. The Buddhism and Shintoism is traditional religious belief of the Japanese people, and then also of her culture. Now, what is Buddhism? Buddhism came from the not only in Japan, but we have also in the neighbor country like China. And then I'm going to the other religion and only emperor. It is the kind of man that implemented, or they have handle a higher position of the country like Japan. This guy implemented like the religion of Buddhism, Hinduism, and the other natural indigenous culture of the Japanese people. And then let's go to the another behavioral style of Japan, like temple. It is like Malacanang, and then the official of the government, even the different department of government in Japan, he lives in a temple. The other superstitious belief of Japan, like lucky charm. Japanese people have important superstitious, like using the rings, or what other jewelry have used by Japanese people, because it's because of Japanese superstitious belief. That is in behalf of belief, they have kind of lucky, meaning swerte, kumbaga sa Tagalog. And then Japanese people appear to the first glance to be the most socially and ethically homogeneous group in the world. Japanese people, ever since they have one of the intelligence group of people, because after Second World War, Japanese country have one of the rich country of the world in the Asia. I'm not sure, but maybe third place in the Asia or a second place in the Asia. And then the shrines and identified by the Hajj entrance gate or torii. Before, they have a history of Japan about the Japanese woman go to the torii, and more of people admire, and also give for what kind of gold or anything that I have the woman like like the guys of Japanese guy, no, sorry. And then Tori meaning it is a kind of structural building that have a tallest kind of design, meaning napakataas nito. Bautista, this is my report regarding the culture of the Japanese people. Thank you very much, ma'am, and good luck.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. So, nandito ako para i-report sa inyo yung ilang kultura ng bansang Japan. So, ang naka-assign sa akin is yung social convention nila and yung kanilang sports. So, number 1 is yung kanilang bowing. Alam ko naman na napapansin din natin ko sa mga palabas, yung bowing. Kung sinabing bowing, ito yung meaning sa kanila is hello, goodbye, thank you, or sorry. Ginagawa nila yung bowing para mag-hello, goodbye, or sorry sa isang tao, at saka magpasalamat. And bowing, it also show respect, remorse, gratitude, and greetings. And sa mga ginagawa ito minsan sa, kunyari pag pumasok ka sa isang shop, and then nagbabaw sila, tapos sinashout nila yung irashaimase, tapos saka sila magbabaw. And yung bowing nila is merong mga different degree, 45, 30, tsaka 15. So yung 45 degree, yung tinatawag nila na shaikeri bow. Ibig sabihin nun, yung parang sincerely apology, yung pinaka mababang bow nila, 45 degree, is yung sincerely apology nga, yung shaikeri bow. Is yung 30 degree naman is yung keri bow. Superiors ito, para sa mga superiors. And yung 15 ay yung parang ganun lang, hindi siya gano'ng malalim o hindi din ganun, kundi konti lang, 15 degree. Yung eshaku parang semi-formal, ginagamit siya sa mga greetings kapag nagkasalubong kayo, or kapag meron kang imimit na first time mo pa lang siya na-meet, parang ayun yung ginagamit na bow, hindi gano'ng malalim, hindi gano'ng mababa. And number 2 is yung taking off footwear. So yung taking off footwear naman, ginagawa to kapag papasok ka sa rokan o yung roikan, o yun yung tinatawag na traditional guest house, or yung mga places sa kanila sa bahay or sa mga hotel, mga ganyan. Ginagawa nila to para parang tinatanggal nila yung kanilang sapatos, hindi dahil wala lang, kundi parang sa kanila it shows respect din. At the same time, pinapanatili nila yung kalinisan ng isang lugar. At after nun, upo sila sa tatami mat, which is yung kanilang floor doon, tatami mat floor. And syempre, yung genkan ay yung papasukan nila, yung ibig sabihin ng genkan, yung entrance hall. Meron pa sila yung mga, kasi yung respect is napaka-important sa kanila. Kung sa atin is ate, kuya, sa kanila is san, pagdalagay ng san sa dulo ng pangalan. Kunyari, Sasuke-san, ibig sabihin Mr. Sasuke. Ang ganun. Basta kahit babae, lalaki, san, nilalagyan ng san. Yung number 3 naman nila is yung sa tipping. Kung tayo, yung pagtitip, parang okay lang sa atin yung pagbibigay ng mga for extra service, ganyan, binabayaran natin kasi maganda yung service ng isang restaurant, so binibigyan sila natin ng tip. Sa kanila, sa Japan, hindi sila nag-accept ng ganun. Kapag nag-tip ka or iniwan mo sa table, kumain kayo, iniwan mo sa table yung tip, makabuling ka nila para ibalik. So I suggest na wag na lang kayong mag-tip. Say masarap na lang, ganun, or something na compliment sa kanilang product, ganun, or sa kanilang service. Ayun yung mga ilan sa mga pagpapakita ng kultura ng Japanese, yung bowing, taking off footwear, showing respect by calling and adding san into their names, ganyan. Then ayun, sa tipping. Tapos yung kapag kakain, ayun nga, yung bago sila kumain, ginagawa nila, they put together their hands, tapos they say, itadakimasu, ganyan. Ibig sabihin, kumbaga, I humbly receive, yung ibig sabihin yun. Then, yung, pag after naman eating, meron yung gochiso sama deshita, gochiso sama deta, gochiso sama deta, gochiso sama deshita, ibig sabihin naman yun, thank you for the meal. So, ganun yung, ayun yung mga ilan sa mga pinapakita ng bansang Japan. Yung isa sport naman nila, may mga na-search ako, yung sa sport nila is yung number 1 is yung sumo. Yung sumo na to is originated as a parang nag-originate to sa form ng isang Shinto ritual. Ayan. Tapos it became an sport na lang din. Yun, kung alam naman ito yung sumo, parang naglalaban sila sa balance. Tapos dalawang tao, tapos sila dalawang balance. Tapos hindi sila kumbaga wala silang kahit anong suot, parang yung lampin lang yun na naka-curtain pabaril sa kanila, din saka lang sila maglalabanan sa isang place or isang circle din yun. Ang malabas sa guhit is siyang talo. Okay? Yun. Tapos yung number 2 is yung kendo. Yung kendo na to is sinasabing noisy sport. Kumbaga ng noisy sport, and isa sa mga oldest martial arts ng bansang Japan na parang ginagamitan ito ng power, skills, and bravery. Then yung pangatlo is yung karate, na means parang parang means nung karate is called tang hand or yung Chinese hand. Tapos after the World War II, na the name and the character was changed to empty hand, ay ibig sabihin. Then yung Aikido, way of the harmonious spirit, focuses on defense naman to, compared to kendo and karate, more on offense. Itong Aikido is more on defense naman. Then judo, ibig sabihin ng pang-lima is yung judo. Ibig sabihin ng judo is yung parang gently way. Ayun, gently way siya sa bansang Japan. Parang ayun yung ibig sabihin ng word na judo, gently way. Then modern spirit naman, modern sports is parang ayun yung mga na-develop na lang din ng ibang country, like yung basketball, ganyan, volleyball. So they adapt other sports, tapos parang sa mga intern country, naglumalaban na rin sila, and meron silang representative ng mga modern sport na rin. So yun lamang po, at maraming salamat.
Hi everyone, I'm Fe Barbosa, and let's talk about Japanese food. There's a whole lot more than just sushi. Many towns and cities in Japan are known first and foremost to their local specialty, whether it be a type of sweet, fish noodle, seaweed, or tofu, and many more. Such this Japanese passion for food that you can turn on your TV at almost any time of the day or night, and almost undoubtedly can catch a show about food. Food is an art form, and even the simplest dishes are often prepared by chefs who have trained for many years. So let's start with rice. Once traded as currency, rice has been staple food for the Japanese for over 2,000 years and still accompanies or forms the base of many meals. Harvesting rice is very labor intensive, and the Japanese are reminded of this from a very young age, which is why rice is rarely wasted and leftover rice is put to good use. Aside from sushi, popular dishes include donburi, which is a simmered fish, meat, or vegetable served over rice. Next one is onigiri. It is a small parcels of rice wrapped in a dried seaweed. Next is kayu. It is a rice porridge. yung lugaw, yung ganun. Next one is mochi, pounded rice cakes, and the lastly, chosuke, or it is a cooked rice with green tea often served with salmon. Seasonal and local food. Japan is very proud of its four very distinctive seasons, and each season remarks the beginning of more delicious offerings. This is very evident in supermarkets, hotels, and inns, and even restaurants where menus are frequently changed to reflect that what is available and what is in that season. So the great variety of regional specialties known as meibutsu in Japanese, there is no shortage of restaurants dedicated to proudly serving local dishes. One of the best known regional dishes is okonomiyaki. It is a type of savory pancake famous in Hiroshima and Osaka. Next one is fish. So, it is fair to say that fish is an integral part of the Japanese diet, whether it is eaten almost live or what you can say in Japanese is odorigui, or it is literally still alive, or it's still dancing. So another one is even raw or nama or sashimi in Japanese, grilled yaki, and deep fried tempura. So it seems that Japanese have tried and tested every possible method of preparation in cooking a or in eating a fish. So meat and other foodstuffs. Japan has a huge variety of fruits and vegetables, a whole host of noodle dishes including one dish served with ice. So Kobe beef, it is more known because it was raised in a strict tradition and provides a wonderful flavor that melts in your mouth. Next is vegetarians. There are plenty of vegetarian options in Japan. In fact, eating meat was prohibited in Japan for more than thousands of years prior to 1868. These are some vegetarian meals that is more well known. Zaru soba, it is a buckwheat noodles served cold with a dipping sauce. Next is a bowl of udon. These are the thicker noodles in a mountain vegetable soup or tofu steak or okonomiyaki. Next is natto. It was spelled by N-A and double T-O. It is a sticky and slightly smelly concoction made by fermented soya beans. The Japanese liken it to marinade, so you'll either love it or hate it because of its sticky and slightly smelly. Next one is eating out. Eating out in Japan is as much as about the experience as the food. Many Japanese restaurants specialize in one particular type of food, and there are countless different styles, including the famous Kaiten Sushi restaurants that is now gaining popularity in the West. So next one is festival food, which offers an array of interesting eats including takoyaki. A takoyaki, it is a small pieces of octopus cooked in a bread dough-like dumpling. It is formed just like a ball. From a country that survived on a diet of mainly fish and vegetable just over a century ago, Japan has reached a stage where there are now fast food restaurant chains available to choose from. Japanese-style family restaurants are often based on concept of Western chains are also worth a look. Of course, being in Japan, the restaurants are always spotlessly clean too. Let's proceed to the Japanese drink. Japan is a country of drinkers. and a few rituals should be considered before taking a tipple. So, kumbaga, naging kultura na sa kanila yung bawal ka maglagay ng inumin dun sa sarili mong baso. Kailangan, meron kang friend or isa dun sa host ng inuman nyo, yung maglalagay ng drink dun sa glass mo. And you will do the same dun sa mga kasama mo. Then kapag kapag naman nag-cheers na sila, hindi na sinasabi yung word na cheers in English. Instead, they say a word kampai. It was spelled Kanpai, kanpai. Drinking is almost always accompanied by a meal. So, kapag nagiinom sila, of course, kailangan may pambara. It was called otsumami, or in English, it is a light snack. Karaoke box is also a great place to pick up a good drinking deals where you not only get all you can sing but also the drinks menu at the karaoke box is usually extensive and full of brightly colored drinks. Let's talk about drinks on the go. Japan is a nation obsessed with vending machines, and you will find one for almost every corner of the streets. So there is approximately one vending machine for every 23 people in Japan. And the highest number that that is the highest number per capita in the world. With so many vending machines comes a vast array more soft drinks and beverages hit the market in Japan than anywhere else in the world. If you want a coffee or tea while you were on the streets and you can see a vending machine, there is available hot canned drinks as well. So next one, it was titled Cha Cha Cha. Cha means tea in English when you translated it from Japan. And there are countless varieties ranging from classic green teas through the more unusual barley tea or buckwheat tea, even a brown rice tea, or a powdered plum tea, and there's a lot more tea. Japanese have the ceremony for green teas. It was called sado, or sado means the way of the tea. So it was a ceremony involves the preparation and drinking of the tea. So it is well worth watching a ceremony if you get the chance. The strict etiquette, graceful movement, the elegance in which the way the tea is prepared, poured, and consumed is quite a sight to the other topic.
In Japan, they have distinctive performer who looks unique in the world because of their look, and that is geisha. And they have been in Japanese culture since 18th century. First, what is geisha? Geisha are female Japanese entertainers who perform traditional Japanese art forms such as traditional dance and singing. They are characterized by their distinctive appearance of long, trailing kimono, traditional hairstyle, and the makeup they wear. Their makeup consists of a natural ivory white skin and defined eyebrows, lips, and eyes. To get this unnatural ivory white skin, you can use white face paint to cover your face. You can choose to shade in your eyebrows with pink or red eyeshadow or any color that you feel comfortable with. And if you are living in Japan for many years, you've known their culture, including this geisha culture. Nowadays, if you long to experience geisha culture, you must head to the culture capital of Kyoto, and there are 100 geisha remain in the city, living and working in the traditional tea houses as they always have done. The inevitable declining numbers due to the strict and secular world make this profession as elite and enigmatic as it always has been. The modern geiko, or Kyoto term for geisha, started her life in the Kyoto Okia or geisha house, these days around the age of 15, although traditional it was much younger. After learning skills in hospitality and traditional arts, she will go on to become a maiko, an apprentice geiko. The young maiko will be follow her mentor and older sister geiko to appointments, shadowing her movements and observing the skill of repartee and reserve with the clients. As a professional entertainer, the geiko's role is not only to play music and dance, but also to make the customers feel at ease with witty conversation and even join in drinking games as the night progresses. As unmature, the maiko is not expected to be as charming and amusing, and instead relies on ornate jewelry, rich kimono, and young looks to speak of her. Giko and Maiko may have many appointments per night, starting around 4 p.m. and working long into early hours, scurrying from bar to bar on their wooden Jetta sandals. Typically, they will take Sunday off, changing into jeans, wearing their hair down and going shopping like any other woman. If you're walking around Kyoto on Sunday, you may be passing by geisha without even realizing it. We all know that souvenir is an important component of the tourist or people experience, with most tourists or people bringing back mementos and souvenirs as evidence. People like to be reminded of special moments in their lives and hold evidence of those special moments. And based on Japanese people, omiyage are more than souvenirs. First, what is omiyage? The term omiyage is often translated as souvenir in English, but omiyage are much more than that. Unlike souvenirs, which people often buy for themselves, omiyage are something people bring back for their friends, family, coworkers after a trip. Omiyage are typically specialty foods from different regions, which are packaged in beautiful brightly colored boxes with the food items individually wrapped inside for easy sharing. While bringing back souvenirs in the West is a nice gesture, in Japan, bringing omiyage after a trip is an expectation. Cherry blossom. In Japan, cherry blossoms are also have been part of their culture. Cherry blossom are a symbolic flower of the spring, a time of renewal, and the fleeting nature of life. Their life is very short. After the beauty peaks around 2 weeks, the blossoms start to fall. During this season in Japan, people like to have cherry blossom parties with colleagues, friends, and family. A cherry blossom make people merry. They enjoy eating, drinking, and barbecuing underneath the cherry blossoms. We call this custom hanami. Hanami literally means watching blossoms, and the tradition can be traced back at least 1,000 years. They bring cooked meals, alcohol, snacks, and sweets like a potluck party. Schools and offices hold welcome parties during Hanami, a chance for people to bond and meet new friends. Even at night, viewing spots are crowded with people enjoying the blossoms in a beautiful, romantic atmosphere. Couples go at night to enjoy the special mood created by cherry blossoms. And the Hanami at night is called Yuzakura.
Manga and anime. We all know that Japan is our greatest source for manga and anime. Basically, sa kanila nga nag-originate ito and what they call sometimes na Japan made. So, let's start with manga. So, manga is books are generally printed in black and white and cover a wide variety of genres. So, sometimes mapapansin natin na yung manga, it is black and white print and And ano siya, para siyang comics and a lots of graphic designs or drawing that we can enjoy while reading. So, yung ini-aim ng manga nito is not only for a young boys. It's also for the both women, men, and children. It's for everyone. Then, includes dito yung mga tema nila is romance, love story, science fiction, adventure, and more. Sports like that. And then, basically, meron din ng mga horror. So, yung manga, ini-aim nila yung mayroon din sa mga children. Just like a simple designs. And then, they are known for love para sa mga cute things or what they call kawaii. Okay? So, these are the example of popular manga for children. We have Doraemon and Dragon Balls na napapanood natin na. It is influenced by the manga. So, si Doraemon is created by Fujiko F. Fujo noong 1969. Then, si Doraemon story siya ng isang blue robotic cat who has traveled back in time to help this young schoolboy Nobita Nobi. Then we have a Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball. It is created by Akira Toriyama and published noong 1984. It is a story of Goku and his friends. They also have some enemies here, and they need to find the Dragon Balls to summon a magical grown who assists in times and danger. It feels like we are in our childhood memories. So, ayan, let's move on to anime. Anime, this is an animated TV series kung saan ito na yung mga napapanood natin na cartoons sa ating mga TV. Then, it is highly influenced by the manga. So, di ba yung ibang stories comes from manga is ginagawa nilang animation. And then, it is characterized by stark, colorful graphics, depending by different characters in action plots, often with fantastic or futuristic themes. Then, dito, binibigyan na nilang buhay yung mga character sa story. Kumbaga, nagkakaroon ng sudden movement and sounds doon sa mga stories na yun. So, isang important na bagay sa anime is meron silang tinatawag na theme song. Kung mapapansin natin, merong mga kumakantang mga singers dun sa anime na yon. And then, it is actually a combinations of J-pop and J-rock na tinatawag nila. So, Hayao Miyazaki is one of the famous co-director of Studio Ghibli. Some of his work includes Princess Mononoke, My Neighbor Totoro, and Spirited Away, and more pa. So, we're not going to elaborate these examples kasi mayroong mga nakadesignated na reporter for this one. Pero marami talagang anime na talagang sumisikat pa hanggang ngayon, which is like Demon Slayer, Naruto, marami, more. So, samurai has been a part of Japan culture before, pero sadly ngayon wala na tayong makikita na ganon. So, samurai is where the military nobility and officer kasi of medieval and early modern Japan. So, sila yung mga warriors of pre-modern Japan. Before, syempre, hindi pa naman uso yung mga baril-baril. So, we have sa Japan, may tinatawag silang samurai. They also made the ruling class eventually. Then, they sometimes hired by the landowners. Yes, they serve their master. Pero, merong ibang samurai na wala silang master. So, from the 19th century, samurai conduct become heavily influenced by Zen Buddhism. So, yung Zen Buddhism, it allows the samurai to become one with his swords and deal with an enemy. So, meron din tinatawag silang Zen meditation to calm the mind of the warrior and to gives us strength to deal with the inevitable death. So, meron tinatawag sila dito na Bushido. So, yung Bushido na tinatawag is the way of warrior, is the basis of samurai conduct. So, ito yung ethical conduct na meron yung isang samurai. They are self-discipline, respectful, brave, and then, kaya may ganon kasi syempre para gusto nila na maging isang role model sila ng iba't ibang klase pa throughout sa Japan. So, aside from that, they also both deal with fighting and learning. So, yung sword na meron sila is tinatawag natin na katana, is characterized by a curved single-edged blade with a circular or squared guard and long grip to accommodate two hands. So, it is characterized by a long, yung mahabang espada talaga siya. And then, meron tayong isang tinatawag na wakizashi. It is one of traditionally made Japanese sword worn by a samurai. Then, ito naman, yung maliit lang siya na espada. So, pag yung dalawa na yon nagsama, is tinatawag sila na daisho. It represents the social status and personal honor of the samurai. So, meron dito si Miyamoto Musashi, is a highly revered and undefeated swordsman and samurai. May sinulat siyang libro na tinatawag sa Japan na Go Rinso or the Book of a Five Rings. Dito nakalagay yung mga teachings niya and mga military strategy and tactics na ginagamit niya. So, dun din sa writings niya nakalagay yung paggamit ng katana and wakizashi sa isang battle. So, decline of the warriors came in the late 19th century as Japan opened its borders to the US Navy. So, 'di ba nagkakaroon syempre ng mga pagbabago, mga bagay na hindi maiiwasan. So, syempre, hindi na masyadong uso yung katana, nagkaroon ng innovation sa paggamit ng baril. So, unti-unti nawala doon yung samurai. So, no, hindi lang yung mga samurai, hindi lang sila magaling o kilala sa paggamit ng mga espada. Marunong din sila ng iba't iba pang mga kagamitan pandigma tulad ng mga pana, spears, at yung mga magaling din silang mag-horse, mga bayo baga. So, yung samurai become known as Shizuku, a term used to represent their former samurai status. So, nawala yung samurai. So, samurai heritage, to appreciate the samurai today, there's a lot of tourist spots you can visit if you want to go to Japan. Like, there's a castles na kumbaga present pa din kung saan nangyari yung mga digmaan or labanan doon sa Japan. Then, meron ding mga museums na pwedeng bisitahin.
Good day. I am Hurricane Beaverton from Group 2. My topics are theater and origami. So, ano nga bang theater? Theater is a collaborative form of performing art that uses live performers, typically actor or actresses, to present the experience of a real or imagined event. Para po sa akin, ang theater ay isang palabas kung saan aktual na naipapahayag ng mga manananghal ang ginagawa nilang istorya sa entablado. Sa Japanese theater naman, meron silang tinatawag na kabuki, puppet theater, or kilalang buranko. So, unahin na natin ang kabuki. Kabuki is a Japanese theater began in 1603 when Okoni, who called herself a priestess, began performing a new style of dance drama. Kabuki is a classical Japanese drama. It Kabuki known for the stylization of its drama. Kabu, Kabuki means ka for music, bu for dance, ki for skill. Kabuki is a off balance and unconditional theater. Kabuki usually performed by male actors. The included themes in Kabuki are feuds, revenge, adventure, and romance. This is the stage where the actors of Kabuki performs, and also the example of Kabuki dance. This is some example of makeup and mask when it comes into Japanese theater. The second Japanese theater was called No or Nogaku. No is a Japanese word for skill or talent. No is a major form of classical Japanese musical drama that has been performed since the 14th century. No plays have religious sources. No are strongly influenced by Zen. Zen is a meditative Buddhist religion. No plays performed on a small stage, about 18 square feet. The stage is bare, save for a symbolic pine tree and pillar. This is the stage where the actors of No performs. And that is the example of No theater in Japanese. Lastly, a bunranko, or also known as a puppet theater. Bunranko founded in the 17th century. The puppet are one half life size or half body of the performer or the puppeteer. There are three puppeteers. The one is omozukai. Omozukai is the head puppeteers who operate the head and the right arm. And the two lower puppeteers called hidarizukai and ajizukai. The two puppeteers operate the left arm and the legs. This is an example of Buranko theater in Japan or puppet theater. As you can see, the size of a puppet is a half of the body of the puppeteers. So let's move on to my second topic, origami. Origami is the most recreational art of Japanese for centuries. They made it as a part of their culture. Origami means oru, to fold, kami, paper. It has origins in China. But Japanese believes that if you fold 1,000 origami, one wish would come true. It has also become a symbol of hope and healing during challenging times. So siguro pag may problema ka or marami kang pinagdadaanan, kumuha ka lang ng papel at tupiin mo ng 100,000. Kaso pang Japanese lang yon. Pilipino tayo sis.